Xbox Game Pass, we're going to be going over the entire list of games that are available on the service. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. And if you are grabbing Xbox Game Pass, consider using my affiliate link in the video description, as it supports content on the channel and it takes you right to the Microsoft Store. So let's dive in and talk about all of the games available through Xbox Game Pass and give you a little bit of insight into what you should be playing. Age of Empires 2, this is an all-time classic RTS real-time strategy experience. It's a must-play game and just absolutely phenomenal. Alice Madness returns. You actually get two games in one. It's a really dark 3D platformer set in the world of, well, Alice in Wonderland. You've got the Amnesia games, if you want to have a good, easygoing horror experience with puzzles. There's Ark, if you want an open-world, multiplayer or single-player, or kind of cooperative type dino survival game. There's Arcade Paradise, where you're managing an arcade and actually building it up. It's a pretty neat game. It's actually pretty cool. Among Us, you want to find out who's sus. Among Us is pretty well known. If you want an easygoing Telltale-like experience, As Dusk Falls is kind of interesting. You've got your two never-ending Assassin's Creed games, Odyssey and Origins, massive open world, tons of content for you to enjoy. We've got the Banjo-Kazooie games, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, which are classic 3D platformers. Back 4 Blood, which is like Left 4 Dead 3 and all but the name. Play cooperatively, shoot some things, fight some zombies and stuff like that. We've got your Battlefields. Now, keep in mind that the Bad Company 1 and 2 experiences are being delisted soon, so play or please do buy them before they're gone, because they're pretty great campaigns. If you are wanting to play multiplayer, 2042 is the most recent, but you can still find some matches in 3. Oh, 1943 is getting delisted too. Battlefield 4 is still alive. Hardline barely has any players. Battlefield 1's still alive, and Battlefield 5 is kind of dying out, just in case you're wondering. Battletoads, pretty good little brawling, kind of beat-em-up game. Not the puzzles, but the little tiny mini games in it are a little weird. We've got Black Desert, an MMORPG experience. You kind of go out and hack and slash and use all these cool abilities. It's actually a pretty neat game. Black is a classic shooter game, pretty well loved, pretty intensive. Blaze Blue, we finally got Blaze Blue on the Xbox platform, kind of a cool mix-up fighting series. There's Burnout Paradise, which is open-world racing with a bit of a focus on destruction, smashing, and wreckage. Brutal Legend, which is a strategy comedy kind of game with Jack Black as you do this rock and roll style. Broken Age is a very lovely two-perspective classic adventure game, a point-and-click experience. Bramble's kind of a cool little indie title where it's really dark and very fairy tale-esque. It's kind of neat. The Cave is a really cool multi-character puzzle-solving cave experience that's kind of funny. Chivalry 2 is a great Battlefield but Knights kind of game. Always highly recommend Chivalry 2. City Skylines, so you want to play the remastered version, as that's the newer one and allows a lot more tiles as you prepare for Cities 2. We've got the Costume Quest games are pretty good little turn-based things. Contrast is kind of an indie Bioshock-like game. It's kind of cool. It's not super long, but it's a pretty neat little experience with puzzles and stuff. Conan Exiles is similar to Ark, open world, but it's set within the darker, more mature Conan universe. Crackdown 3 over there, it's not too bad, honestly. Open world, blow some stuff up, some fun co-op. So we got Crysis games, but I'd say go for the Crysis Remastered titles, a little bit better, but they're not on Game Pass. Crusader Kings 3 is a really good, hardcore, intense strategy game. Excellent, excellent experience. Crimson Skies, it's flying, it's battling, it's a pretty good Xbox exclusive title. Dante's Inferno, kind of like the old God of War games, but it is set within this dark Dante's Inferno world. And then we've got Day of the Tentacle, which is a classic point-and-click adventure game, another one of those. Daisy, open world, multiplayer zombie survival game, very hardcore, very intense. We got Dead by Daylight, which is an asymmetrical multiplayer game. 4 players try to survive against a killer. Pretty well loved, always getting updates. Dead Cells is a really good roguelike platformer game, very well done, constantly getting new support and updates. Then you got your Dead Spaces. So Dead Space remake should be coming soonish, but you could play the original. There's Dead Space 2, which is really good, and Dead Space 3 is neat for co-op. Then we've got Deep Rock Galactic, which is a really good cooperative dwarven mining game. Deathloop is worth a play. It's kind of a neat play on shooters in regards to time and how time is used. We got your Dirts. Dirt 5 is a great kind of arcade-like racing game, very well done. And if you like Rally, Dirt Rally 2.0 is really intensive. You got your Dishonored games, so Dishonored 1 is excellent, Dishonored 2 is great. If you really like Dishonored 2 and want more, Dishonored Death of the Outsider is a standalone kind of spin-off. Then we got our Dooms. Okay, let's jump into Doom. So you got Classic Doom 93, and then you got Doom 2 Classic. If you want to mix up Doom 64, but you should definitely, I would say Doom 3 is really good as like a horror title, but it stands on its own. So Doom 2016 here and Doom Eternal are the new mainline Doom games. High recommend on both of those. Very well done. For the kids, Disneyland Adventures, you just kind of advance and explore through Disneyland. Dreamlight Valley is essentially Animal Crossing, but with Disney characters. And it's actually really good. We got your Dragon Ages, all FPS boosted, great series, great classic role-playing, very well done games. Latest FIFA, most recent UFC, but a new one is coming, actually, but it won't debut on Game Pass. We've got Edge of Eternity is leaving. We got The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2, very good horror titles, very intensive, well worth it. And then we got our Elder Scrolls games. So Morrowind's hard to get into, but obviously Skyrim is one of the most beloved role-playing games of all time. If you like Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls Online kind of takes those concepts and makes it a MMORPG. It's really good, always getting updates, big expansions every single year. And there's also Oblivion later on, but we'll get to that. Evil is kind of like Among Us, but medieval, kind of cool. We've got the Fables. So Fable 1, 2, and 3, I recommend all 3 games. 2 and 3 you can play cooperatively. They're a lot of fun, but the Fable games are all really good. Then you got your Fallouts. So New Vegas always seems to be the most loved. It's FPS boosted. Fallout 3 is really good, similar to Vegas. It's FPS boosted and resolution improved. Fallout 4's current gen update should be coming out, I don't know, at some point, I think. But I really love Fallout 4. It's really cool. It's really expansive. It's got mods and everything. And then Fallout 76 is a multiplayer take on Fallout. And they've actually improved it a ton, honestly. Feeding Frenzy. Eat larger fish to eat more fish. It's pretty cool. Far World Pioneers, similar to Terraria, sort of. It's a neat game. Farming sim for your farming. Far Cry 5. Big open world shooter game. Lots of fun. The heartland of America. Very well done. Fight Night Champion, the last of the Fight Night games. If you like boxing, that game's excellent. We've got For Honor, which is like night-based kind of combat, really intensive and focused, a little hardcore. Full Throttle's another all-time classic point-and-click adventure game. Frostpunk is a neat city-building survival game. It's kind of cool, but it's a frozen world. You got your Forzas, Horizon 4 for Britain, England in general, and then Forza Horizon 5 is Mexico. So big open world racing games, both very good. Okay, the Gears of War franchise. So you should do Gears Ultimate Edition 2, 3, 4, 5. If you like Baird and Cole, Judgment is a prequel. If you like XCOM turn-based tactical games, Gears Tactics is really good. GoldenEye 07, one of the all-time classic shooters. Great game, plays amazingly well. Go to him for, goating around. Ghostwire Tokyo I actually really like. It's sort of an open-world game with a focus on storytelling, and you use, blasting from your hands magical spells and stuff. Ghost Lore is kind of a neat indie kind of Diablo kind of game, so that one's kind of cool. Ghost Song some people like because it's Metroidvania-like. Genesis Noir is sort of wild. I think it's going away though soon, but this is a wild artsy game. Golf with your friends is essentially mini golf. It's ridiculous. Grand Theft Auto 5, current gen version, everything like that. So I mean, I don't need to talk about Grand Theft Auto. I know people know that one. Grid Legends is actually a really, really good racing game. I would recommend giving that one a whirl. Grim Fandango Remastered, one of the all-time, again, great point-and-click / adventure games. Literally considered one of the greatest games ever made. Cool, we'll get to Halo in a sec. The Gunk is kind of a fun, few-hour little story-driven game, kind of cool. Guilty Gear on the console platform, so it's kind of another fighting franchise. And then Grounded is like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, larger-than-life open-world survival game. Pretty cool, and it's cooperative. So, Halos. Halo the Master Chief Collection. Halo 1 to 4, plus Reach, plus ODST, the Ultimate Halo Collection and Package. Then there's 5, and then there's Infinite. And then if you like real-time strategy games, Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2 are very, very good. High on Life, kind of a funny, silly shooter. Either the comedy vibes, if you like Rick and Morty type stuff, you like that one. Hi-Fi Rush is an excellent music-driven brawling game, a lot of fun, very well put together, great game. Hello Neighbor 2, the kids love that kind of thing. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, get ready for the sequel when that eventually comes out. An incredible game, throw on some headphones, it's like ASMR the video game, it's great. Hitman, you get all 3 Hitman games in one awesome package called Hitman World of Assassination. All upgraded, all great, it's awesome. Then we got Hot Wheels Unleashed, get ready for the sequel. That racing game is way better than it has any right being, it's crazy, it's actually a lot of fun. Injustice 2, it's like Mortal Kombat, but with the DC characters. Immortals Phoenix Rising is sort of the open world Ubisoft game, but with a touch of Breath of the Wild too. It's actually kind of fun and charming and kind of neat. We've got Inside, which is sort of like Limbo, really, really cool platformer game. Insurgency Sandstorm, I love. It's a tactical shooter. It's like Call of Duty, but like single bullet will kill you. It's really intense, very good. Iron Brigade's kind of cool. It's like you're on mechs and it's tower defense. It Takes Two is fantastic. You have to play it in co-op. That's the only way to play it. Great game. Absolutely excellent story. Cameo's pretty cool. Very upgraded on Series XS. Cool magical abilities. Just Cause 4, big explosions, open world, kind of wild. Jurassic World Evolution 2, if you want to run your Jurassic World Kingdom. Kind of a neat game. Killer Instinct combo. This one's actually getting a 10th anniversary. It's a great fighting game, first party fighting game. Please check it out. Hopefully someday we get a sequel, but yeah, they're doing an update for it very soon, which is exciting. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, all of the Star Wars movies in Lego. It's a lot of fun, cooperative, great thing. It's endless, it's huge. Let's Build a Zoo. If you like Zoo Tycoon, this is like a twisted version of it, and it's really, really good. Very well done. You got your Maddens, there's 22, 23. Lost in Random, if you like Alice, it's kind of like that sort of vibe. It's pretty cool. Mass Effect, just play Mass Effect Legendary Edition. You get all 3 games upgraded, enhanced, and perfect for the current gen. I believe Medal of Honor Airborne is getting delisted soon, so check it out before it's gone. Shadow of War, really good open world. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed, but on steroids within the Lord of the Rings franchise. Pretty great. Flight Sim is an incredible fly around the entire world. Flight Sim 2024 is coming next year, but get ready for it with this version, which is awesome. Medieval Dynasty, it's like a survival game and a city building, so kind of a cool title. Midnight Fight is going away, which is like John Wick, the video game. It's pretty cool. I would check it out before it's gone. Minecraft, one of the greatest, if not the greatest survival game ever. Minecraft Dungeons takes Minecraft, puts it in a Diablo-like dungeon crawling. It's awesome. And then Minecraft Legends takes Minecraft and puts it in a real-time strategy like Age of Empires. Really good. Mirror's Edge 1 and Mirror's Edge Catalyst. If you like platforming, sort of intensive parkour games, very cool. MLB The Show 23, if you like baseball. Monster Hunter Rise, fun cooperative monster hunting experience. My Time at Porsche is similar to kind of like Harvest Moon and stuff, a little bit more of an edge to it. Peppa Pig for the kids. Mountain Blade if you want to do like large scale night based sort of exploration and expansion. Mortal Kombat 11, obviously, it's Mortal Kombat fighting game, brutal. Get ready for the upcoming next one. Uh, we've got Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered is really, really great. I like Need for Speed Heat, pretty fun. And Need for Speed Unbound is the most recent one. Neon Abyss, kind of a cool roguelike kind of game, kind of cool. New Super Lucky's Tale, great 3D platformer, a lot of fun. You got your NHLs, 23, the most recent. The Ni no Kuni games, really good JRPGs. And then you got your Ninja Gaiden collection, but keep in mind that they're not the super violent versions, but they are upgraded. No Man's Sky, open galaxy survival space flying game. There's Oblivion. So Oblivion's really cool high fantasy Elder Scrolls. Always recommend that one. The Pac-Man Museum, if you want all the Pac-Man stuff. Overcooked 2, which is intensive cooperative cooking challenge type thing. Pretty intense. Outriders, it's kind of like Gears of War meets Destiny. It's brutal, it's intense, and it's fun, and it's good co-op action. So we got the Outer Worlds, which is like Fallout in space, but there is an Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition, which is like an upgraded version over this version, but that one's not on Game Pass, but this one is. Then you got your Ori and the Will of the Wisps, the two Ori games. Hardcore platforming, but beautiful story games. Paw Patrol for the kids. Payday 2, if you want to get ready for Payday 3, which is going to be on Game Pass. Pentiment is an incredible throwback role-playing game, a must-play. Oh, and Peggle 2 is a lot of fun. We got your Personas, Persona 3, 4, and 5. Great JRPGs. 4 is super well loved. 5 is incredibly, insanely loved. Perfect Dark, you want to get ready for the new Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark 1 is like perfect. Pillars of Eternity, if you want to get ready for Avowed, these are throwback role-playing games. Plague Tale Requiem is an incredible rat-infested great story. Do maybe play the first one before jumping into that one. And we've got Power Wash Sim, I believe, is leaving, but you clean stuff. It's awesome. Got your Plants vs. Zombies. Neighborville's the newest, but still very old now. 2 you can always find people in. It's kind of like Battlefield, but with, for kids. Prey's a really good psychological horror title. It's really neat. It's really good. Oh, Proteus is like if they released Doom today. Really fun. I really like Proteus. That was really cool. Psychonauts, honestly, you could skip Psychonauts 1 and go for 2. Psychonauts 2 is like one of the best 3D platformers ever. It's really, really good. Quake, and I believe Quake 2 should be joining this really soon. Remastered the original Quake game. Great shooter, great throwback shooter. Quantum Break, a lot of fun if you like Remedy titles. It's really cool with time-based decisions and time-based action. Ravenlock is a really good entry role-playing kind of game. I think it's great for the younger audience, but it's a good few-hour experience. It's fun, it's light, it's cool. Definitely recommend. Rare Replay, 30 classic Rare games in one package. Railway Empire, if you like trains, Railway Empire is the way to go. Rage 1 and 2, kind of open world shooter games, easygoing, kind of fun. Recore is kind of a neat color shooter based game with platforming. Jewel and Robots, always recommend checking this one out. I wish we could get a sequel, probably never going to happen, but it's pretty great. We've got Return to Monkey Island, kind of a classic new entry in that series. Rise, Son of Rome, you get to be a Roman centurion and go and hack and slash. Lots of fun, great title. Rush is great for the kids. We got Sea of Thieves, the ultimate pirate simulator, a lot of fun, keeps getting updated, great support. Looks like we lost Serious Sam 4, but we now have the standalone spin-off Siberian Mayhem, if you want to play that. Shadow Warrior 3 Definitive, kind of a silly comedy kind of game. You just smash and destroy stuff. It's kind of worth playing. The Shadowrun games. So Shadowrun Returns, Dragonfall, and Hong Kong. They are turn-based, classic role-playing games. You could play any of them separately. They're all standalone stories. They play similarly gameplay-wise, but the stories are completely unique for each of them. Civilization 6, One More Turn. Ultimate classic title for, strategy and everything like that. Slime Rancher 2, get to farm slimes. Pretty adorable. Slayers X is like a throwback comedy kind of shooter. I don't know if I fully recommend it, but it's kind of a silly little fun time. Skates for skateboarding. Skate 3 is very well loved. The Sims 4. So Sims is free to play now, but this gives you an expansion. Sniper Elite 5, which I think is going to continue on here. Great game, great story, great multiplayer, great co-op action. Excellent franchise. We've got Star Wars Fallen Order, you know, the original entry in the series. The second one's really good. It's not on Game Pass yet, but it eventually will be. It's kind of like Dark Souls meets Star Wars. We've got Battlefront 2 has a good campaign and the multiplayer is still active. If you like flying in space, Squadrons is that. Stardew Valley is a true successor to like Harvest Moon. Really, really good. Your State of Decay. State of Decay 2 is still getting updated. Zombie management survival games. Very, very good titles. We've got Sunset Overdrive, which is an incredible, you know, exclusive for Xbox, crazy open world, smashing, awesome times. It's a great game. Stranded Deep, open world, water survival game. Story of Seasons is a beautiful remake of a classic Harvest Moon game. The Story of Seasons franchise is awesome. Check it out. If you like Civilization, Stellaris is like that, but in space. Superland's kind of funny. Tinykin is kind of like Pikmin, but for Xbox, it's pretty cool. The Hunter, if you like hunting games, The Hunter Call of the Wild's really, really good. Terraria is like Minecraft, but 2D, which I know kind of dumbs it down, but it's just an easy way to say that. I think that one's disappearing, Shredder's Revenge, but like high recommend if it's still there. Perfect throwback beat 'em up game. Titanfall 2, the multiplayer doesn't really function, but the campaign is excellent with you and your mech. You got Rainbow Six Siege, competitive PvP shooting, well loved, well known. Ghost Recon Wildlands, large open world cooperative. Tom Clancy's action, which is really, really good and well loved as well. And we've got UFC 4. Is UFC 5 coming out? I said UFC 3 was the most recent. Maybe UFC 5's coming out. This is the most recent then. Unpacking is kind of a nice, easygoing pack and unpack the life of someone puzzle game. Unravel, we got 1 and 2. Beautiful, intense, emotional, but hardcore platforming games with Yarny. Valheim, which is a open world survival kind of game in a Viking type landscape, pretty crazy. Vampire Survivors, a lot of people love it. It's like a twin stick minus the second stick, and you just try to survive. Vemba has been described to me as Cooking Mama, but with a certain flair to it, which is pretty cool. Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise, well worth playing. It's a kind of garden plant. You run a garden. You're Walking Dead, so you play The Walking Dead season 1, 2, New Frontiers 3, and then the final season is the 4th one. And if you like Michonne, there's a spinoff. The Wandering Village is actually like a really cool, you're on the creature city building game. I really like that one. And you got your Wasteland franchise, classic role playing. Closer to now modern, but still classic role playing. And then Wasteland 3 is like turn-based intense game. Mature, very well worth it. Watch Dogs 2, FPS boosted, open world, silly, crazy action. And Weird West is kind of a neat throwback role-playing game with different perspectives. It's very messed up. Kind of like Dark Souls is Wolong. And then your Wolfenstein. So I think the whole series is worth playing. I like them all. The New Order 2. Old Blood is a prequel to The New Order. And then Young Blood comes after 2. And it's cooperative, which is kind of fun. Wreckfest, smash cars, break stuff, pretty cool racing, destruction car game. And then the Yakuzas. So they're all worth playing. They're all great. Play them in order. Have a great time. 0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Like a Dragon is technically 7. Is a little different, though. It's like it's a different take on the series. Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Great cooperative game, kind of like Left 4 Dead, but within the Sniper Elite type franchise. And Zoo Tycoon. Why not take care of some animals? And why not like the stream or like the video? Why not subscribe? Why not consider using that affiliate link?